Hello, everyone. This is Zach with the Aeong Show, and Hangman Adam Page is your AEW World Champion. That is how I said I was hoping to start off this video when I made my preview video, and I am very, very glad to say that that statement is true. I have my Hangman shirt on. I wore it today in support of our new champion. What a show. What a show All In was from top to bottom. It went about, if you include the pre-show, it was about 8 hours. Just the main show, 6 hours. It never really, there wasn't any sort of drag or anything like that. It was just great match after great match, story after story. Everything about it was phenomenal. I mean, just one of those kind of magnum opus events kind of for a company, where everything came together perfectly. All the stories went well together, and it ended in that culmination, that championship win by Hangman that resulted in finally getting the title back since October, almost 9 months at this point. So yes, that we will get into more later. Just wanted to start that off based off my last video. So we'll go through everything that happened in the show. We're to go from beginning to the end. We'll end with, of course, Texas Death Match. But yeah, let's start us off with this show. I mean, again, great show. There was 9 matches on the main card. When I made the video, I forgot to mention the 6-man tag match just because we didn't know all the members at the time. But we did at the beginning of this show, and that is, of course, what started off the main card. On the pre-show, there were a few matches. Nothing super significant happened except for FTR beating the Outrunners, which kind of sets them up again, which we'll see more of them later in the night. But yeah, let's start off with the main card. First match on the card, we start off with the 6-man tag team match for the AEW 6-man tag team titles. The Opps of Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata defending their titles against the Deathriders, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and the War Dogs, Bullet Club, Gabe Kidd, who I'm still not really sure completely. Is he a full Deathriders member, or where is he at this point? Not really sure, but he is definitely an associate of them and helps them out from time to time. So yes, this was a good match. I don't think this was the right match to start the show with, just because it was just a good tag team match. But again, there's a lot, the second the show started, the hype was real. I'm excited, and this was kind of okay. I feel like this match would have done a lot better if it was a couple matches later on the card, where it didn't have that big opening match spot, which you usually want to get everyone really hyped for the rest of the card and the rest of the show. This was kind of it was a good tag team match and all. The good guys won, but then they get attacked by the Deathriders again. They take out Samoa Joe, hit him with the chair over his neck and all, so he gets stretchered out. And so it's kind of a weird tone way to start the show, just because again, I would have picked something like one of the Casino Gauntlet matches just because those were really good. Or maybe even the Swerve Hangman versus Swerve Ospreay versus the Young Bucks tag team match. Just because I think those would have start off the show on a hotter note. But again, the match was fine. It was a good 6-man tag match. Of course, the Opps should have won, continue their reign. Joe's now got taken out. Is this just so he was taken out for tonight, or is he gonna be out for a while? Who knows? We'll find out, I guess, more on Dynamite. But yeah, solid start to the show. I mean, wasn't anything too crazy, but it wasn't anything bad. So it was, solid middle of the road start there. After that, then we get into what I think probably should have started the show, the Casino Gauntlet, the men's Casino Gauntlet match. These are just so much fun. These have so many people in them, so many different people, so you get to see so many different interactions that really don't have to worry about stories and stuff. But it did start off, of course, MJF and Mark Briscoe. Their story has been brewing. With all the stuff that MJF has been saying about Mark and stuff. So they started off great. MJF, of course, coming out with the Hurt Syndicate stuff. You have Mark coming out real hot, them going at it. MVP was on commentary for the match. He had a lot of little insights and stuff into him and Max. And then we had, let's see, next was Ricochet. Ricochet, of course, comes in. He always does his great stuff. He's always a very entertaining person. Then we had Bandito. Bandito, of course, I haven't watched the match yet. I need to watch it, but again, coming off a big title defense the night before. And of course, having to wrestle this match as well, like only however many hours later. After that, we had Takeshita. Of course, they wrestled at the show Supercard of Honor. So you had their little back and forth again. And you had Mystico coming in to save Bandito from MJF trying to take off his mask. So the crowd was going crazy for Mystico. They're singing his song and all that. Then you have, let's see, Josh Alexander coming in, another Don Callis. So he helped with Takeshita. Then you had Bowens, 5-tool player. He came in. Roddy Strong comes in. Brody King, Juice Robinson, big return, Juice Robinson. Bang Bang Gang member. Haven't seen him in a long time since the Continental Classic at the end of last year. Then we had Kota Ibushi. He was a surprise. I mean, we know he's in AEW now, but I'm surprised to see him in this match. Then we had the Beast Mordos, and the last person in the match was Max Caster. Of course, he comes in and does his little, "Let's go, Max, you're the best wrestler alive." Does in Bowen's face, who's on the floor at the time. And so, again, a lot of action in this match, very wild. A lot of people in and out, different people doing moves. Hard to keep track of everything. I mean, not really hard to keep track of everything, but just to memorize it and say it here. But yeah, still really a fun match. These matches are so much fun just because, again, you get so many people in there. And it's only one fall to a finish, so there's a lot of breaking up, different offense and stuff like that. And we had, speaking of returns and stuff, we had Colton Austin Gunn also came back to help Juice Robinson in the match. We haven't seen them in a while either. They were taking out Gates of Agony, who are helping Ricochet. So yeah, lots of stuff going on in the match. At the end, though, Roddy got hit with the J Driller by Mark Briscoe, and then MJF comes in, throws out Mark, sneaks to win 1, 2, 3. MJF wins the Casino Gauntlet. He now has the guaranteed title shot, which again, I'm still not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's the Money in the Bank, the one that Christian had that he won last year, that he can kind of cash it in on whenever. So we'll have to see if that, of course, MJF wants his title back, longest reigning AEW champion. We'll see what he does with that, when he's going to use it. I mean, as long as it's a cash in type of thing, he's definitely not going to play it fair. He's not going to challenge someone. He's going to probably take advantage of the situation. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. After that match, then we had this is where it gets a little bit tough just because of what happened. So earlier, before the show, we learned that Adam Cole was vacating the title, and we were to have a fatal four-way for the TNT title now, which would be Kyle Fletcher, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia. Wasn't really told why it happened, why Adam Cole was vacating. Just that was an injury or something like that. So Adam Cole then decided to come out and speak with the fans and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was tough just because seeing it, obviously we don't know what's wrong. I'm not going to speculate on what's wrong, if it's injury, health, whatever. We don't know what it is. But yeah, just the way that he spoke, talking about maybe possibly retirement based off this, and he doesn't know if he'll be back. It sucks to see. It really does. Adam Cole, I mean, I've been a fan of Adam Cole since he first showed up in Ring of Honor 15, however many years ago, 16 years ago at this point. Watched him all over the world when he was in New Japan, PWG, when he was, of course, ROH champion many times, when he went to WWE, when he was in NXT, carried NXT for a while, then he finally came over to AEW, had his big debut there. And it just seems like he's always been derailed, unfortunately, by different injuries. With he had the unfortunate concussion at Forbidden Door a few years ago. Then he came back and he got the big main event All In a couple years ago, and then he had just insane jumps off the ramp and destroys his ankle, and then he's out again for almost a year. So yeah, and then now this week again, just who knows what's gonna happen. I hope he'll be back. I hope whatever it is, that he'll be able to make a full recovery and be back in the ring, and if not, like a return to the ring as long as he's healthy and able to, because again, we don't really know. I mean, just in terms of like, it didn't look like he was casted up, so hopefully it's something that he can recover from and be back at 100%. So again, best wishes to Adam Cole. Always be a fan. I'm sad to see this happen, especially today on the biggest show of the year. So yeah, just best wishes to Adam Cole. And then after that, Roddy was still out there from the last match, so him and O'Reilly and Adam Cole just kind of like embraced, and then he walked up the ramp. Garcia came out for the next match. They also hugged. And then we have the Fatal 4-Way then after that for the TNT title, the vacated now TNT title, between, as mentioned before, Kyle Fletcher, who was number contender, and then added in Daniel Garcia, the former TNT champion before Adam Cole, Sammy Guevara, 3-time TNT champion, and Dustin Rhodes, who has never won a title in AEW, but is also currently ROH Tag Team Champion with Sammy and ROH Trios Champion. So this was a solid match. I mean, considering they probably only learned that they were doing this match a few hours before the show or so, like, again, solid match to put together. Some good moves and stuff like that. Fletcher was doing good. Dustin was, of course, very over. The match ended with Dustin getting the pin on Daniel Garcia, which was a great feel-good moment. Dustin finally winning a title in AEW. The crowd, of course, went crazy for him. He got him and Sammy hugged and all that. They had like his, I think they said his nephews came out, and also like the Von Erichs and stuff, because they, of course, Sammy and Dustin also wrestled on the pre-show, and then they also wrestled last night on the ROH show. So 3 matches in like 24 hours, pretty crazy for them. So yeah, congrats to Dustin, new TNT champion. In terms, I don't really expect him to hold it very long, just because I think Fletcher was probably going to win it tonight. But because of everything, since it was a vacant title, you can give Dustin a feel-good moment, and Fletcher's gonna get the belt probably. When it happens, I don't know. I mean, he didn't get pinned, so he still has to claim that he was number contender, and then all of a sudden he gets a fatal 4-way, which is kind of unfair to him. So we'll see. He'll probably get a title shot maybe sometime soon, like in the next week, maybe the next pay-per-view. Forbidden Doors next pay-per-view, so probably before then, honestly. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Congrats, Dustin's new champion. And of course, again, best wishes to Adam Cole. So after that, okay, this match is where things kind of picked up a little bit more. We have Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. Now, this was one hell of a tag team match. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. Absolutely crazy. 4 of the best guys in the world. I mean, you have the best tag team of all time, in my opinion, the Young Bucks. You have Ospreay and Swerve, who have been unreal for the past Swerve for the past few years, Ospreay for the past decade almost. Crazy stuff. Of course, it's for, if Swerve and Ospreay lose, then they can't challenge for the AEW World title for another year. You have the Bucks lose, they lose your EVP titles. So, all to wrestle for. Ospreay came out with a a nice Assassin's Creed intro, which, of course, he's the aerial assassin. Swerve came out with JoJo singing his old theme from back in the day, and then, of course, his current theme. And the Bucks came out, Founding Fathers. They come out I think it was Washington crossing the Delaware on the boat. They come around, have Justin Roberts do this whole speech, and then, of course, they get the military march music that's going on in the background was killing me. But then they got in the ring, and this is a tag team match. Of course, it starts off, the Bucks taking advantage of Ospreay and Swerve not really being a tag team, so they're using all the tag team trickery they know to get advantages. But then Ospreay and Swerve kind of make some moves to get one by themselves, and use their advantage of being 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. And it was just back and forth, so many crazy moves. The one sequence when they were trading kicks and stomps, and then the double Canadian destroyers into the house call hidden blade. God, that was insane. The crowd was going nuts for that. Just a wild match. I mean, Ospreay took a beating in this match. I mean, he took every move. I don't know. I was surprised. He kicked out of everything. I mean, he kicked out of more bang for your buck. He kicked out of like 3 BTE triggers and stuff. Just kicked out of everything. Eventually, they did get Matt in the ring by himself, Matthew Jackson, and him with the house call hidden blade combo, like both at the same time. Him in the middle. Oof, that's a nasty tag team finisher right there. Knocked them off 1, 2, 3. Ospreay and Swerve do win the match, so now the Bucks are no longer EVPs. And then you have Ospreay and Swerve are now free. Of course, they can still challenge for the title anytime they want. No restrictions on that. So yeah, great match, just phenomenal. Like, I'd give it like 4 3/4 stars, something like that. Like, really good, really fun. So many wild spots. I mean, just such good wrestling. Like, this whole night is just great wrestling. And then after that match, we have the women's casino gauntlet match. This was another fun one. A lot of people in it. Even people who weren't in the match were involved in the match. So we start off with Chris Statlander, and then we have Megan Bayne, who had Penelope Ford by her side. The two like tall, stronger women started off. A lot of like big hits and stuff like that. Then we had Willow come in, who of course has a lot of history with Statlander. They were friends before, then Statlander turned on her. They had a crazy feud. Then they were kind of like cordial with each other, but now they're not cordial with each other anymore. So Statlander's like kind of being like courted by the Deathriders. So yeah, there's a lot there. And then we had, after that, we had next was Ty Mello. She had Anna Jay there. Anna and Penelope got into it because Penelope kept interfering for Megan. And then, of course, they eventually brawled off. Then we had Tekla come out. She did some crazy stuff. Julia Hart came out. Of course, now she has Sky Blue with her. So there's another second person there. And Sky Blue was getting involved the entire time. They did some cool spots with Tekla and Julia doing like their crazy stuff. And like, I would personally like to see maybe them like work together, since, the House of Black and like the Hounds of Hell or whatever they're on now. It's a little like mysterious or whatever with that, since like Buddy's unfortunately like injured right now. And so like Brody's just kind of like doing stuff for other people. So maybe like have Tekla join Julia and Sky Blue and form a little trio there. After that was Queen Aminata came out. She, of course, her and Tekla went back at it. They've been going at it since Tekla first came to AEW, not stopping anytime soon. Then we have Mina, of course. Everyone loves Mina. She came out, did her stuff. Athena, big pop, of course. Great to see Athena in this. The ROH Forever Women's Champion. Thunder Rosa, who, of course, was just wrestling Athena. They had a little thing there. And, of course, big surprise, Shuri from Stardom, who recently said she was going to come over to America to do some stuff for a while. She made her AEW debut in this match. Of course, Shuri's crazy good. Like, so many classic matches in Stardom with like Tommy and Julia and Tom and Mayu and Nina and everyone there. So yeah, if she's gonna be around for a while, she can have tons of great matches with people. So that'll be fun to see. She was good in this as well. And the last person in the match was Alex Windsor, of course. So yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. This is again another really fun casino gauntlet match. Just so many different spots, everyone interacting and all that stuff like that. So yeah, these are just fun. Casino gauntlet matches are just fun, just because it's like there's just so much going on, so much action. You see so many people, and it's like the unpredictability of like not knowing who's gonna get the pin. You have the entrances and stuff like a Rumble and stuff. So it's just a lot to it. Whoever thought of the casino gauntlet, whether it was like Toni or whoever thought of that idea backstage, great match. Every single one of them has hit since the first one. I think the first one was the one that I think they mentioned in the men's one, how like the first one was to face Roderick Strong for the national title, which Ospreay won. And yeah, they've just all been great matches. And again, 2 tonight, both fun. Get to showcase a lot of different people in entertaining ways. And then after of course, oh wait, almost forgot to say who won. Athena gets the pin on Mina. Mina was going for like a figure four. Then Athena, of course, hits the O-face off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. She is now the Casino Gauntlet winner. So now she has a guaranteed title shot for the AEW Women's World Title, which that should be interesting since she is still currently the ROH Women's Champion. So what's going to happen there? She's only been pinned like once, or she hasn't been pinned that much, like once, or I forget how many times in the past like 2-3 years. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. When is she going to go after the AEW Women's World Title? How is she going to do it? We'll have to wait and see though. So, but that'll be interesting, of course. After that, we had the AEW Tag Team Title match. This was the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with MVP and MJF ringside. You had JetSpeed of Speedball Mike Bailey and Captain Knight. And then you had the Patriarchy of Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, with, of course, Mother Wayne and Kip Sabian at ringside. This was a pretty solid tag team match. I mean, you had like the Hurt Syndicate destroying people. You had JetSpeed going crazy with their high flying stuff. You had Nick Wayne doing some high flying stuff. You had Christian, of course, being in there, hitting a lot of stuff, taking advantage of things to try and get the win. Good tag team match. Hurt Syndicate, of course, did win in the end. Solid match. I mean, wasn't anything too crazy. It was kind of like in this spot where, like we just had the Casino Gauntlet was really hype. We're going to like the 3 big main events coming up. So they did their part really well. I mean, Hurt Syndicate's really over everywhere they go. But then the big thing is what happened after the match. FTR is getting into, of course, they want a tag team title shot, of course. They have some problems with Patriarchy. And so then they get into the ring. We're not sure what's going to happen. Christian's like, no, let's back off. He's getting ready to leave. Nick Wayne pulls him in, hits him. And then, like, it looks like, so he's Nick Wayne and the rest of the Patriarchy have fully turned on Christian. They're ready to destroy him. They get the chairs. They're going to hit a concerto. FTR's there. They're like, yep, do it. We're glad to see it. And then, of course, Cope, Edge, whatever you want to call him, he makes his big return here. Starts doing his, even Christian's on the floor about to get concertoed. Of course, he's like celebrating with the crowd and stuff. Then he comes down, makes the save, hits spears all around. He has his 2x4 or whatever filled with nails, the one that like destroyed Moxley's back a few months ago. So yeah, then he picks up Christian. Like, what's gonna happen? Edge and Christian maybe finally got together. He grabs the mic. He goes, "Go find yourself," instead of what Christian told him when Edge came to AEW. So yeah, looks like probably building up to a big FTR, or maybe probably FTR first, or FTR will probably be the big match. Definitely need to get to the Patriarchy as well. Once Christian, I guess, finally realizes what's been going on. I mean, Edge told them that the Patriarchy were gonna turn on Christian at some point, and it finally happened. So eventually Christian's gonna come back to the good side, or at least the not completely evil guy side. So that'll definitely happen. I'm thinking, All Out, we know is going to be in Toronto in 2 months. So, if you want a big tag team match, FTR versus Edge and Christian in Toronto is kind of the match you got to do. Like, that'd be pretty insane. Edge and Christian, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. FTR, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. In Toronto, Edge and Christian's hometown. That sounds pretty good to me, so I'm down for that. I think that's definitely where they're going. It seemed when they attacked, when FTR turned on Edge, it kind of seemed like that's probably the place they're going to get to. It's just how are we going to get there? And now we have the Patriarchy turned on Christian, so now we know. So yeah, that'll be interesting down the line. Of course, we also have the FTR wants the tag team titles, so they're probably going to go after Hurt Syndicate. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there as well. Hurt Syndicate definitely. There's a lot of teams out there, hopefully, that they can get to. There's like the Bucks, FTR, but they're all kind of like heels-ish. Hurt Syndicate's kind of like, they just kind of do their own thing. I don't know if they're really heels, but they run with MJF, so kind of heels. But yeah, after that, time for the 3 main events of the evening. These were the 3 big matches. I mean, these were the matches, along with like the Swerve Ospreay Bucks match, just 3 matches that were just incredible to see, and all definitely lived up to the hype of being just like these are big matches. These could have made, all 4 of them could have main evented any show. And we start off with the AEW Women's World Title match with Timeless Toni Storm defending her AEW World Women's Title against the TBS champion and every other champion, Mercedes Mone, the CEO. Whew, this was such a good match. I mean, you start off, Mercedes comes out with, I think it was Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, or just maybe the Texas Rangers cheerleaders, I don't know. But yeah, cheerleaders, all they had her title belts around their waist. She comes out with a giant, I don't know what type of car it was, but a really nice car. And she had a giant robe with like a train on it with like all the names of the people she's defeated. So yeah, just, I mean, insane entrance. She looks like $1 million in this entrance. Looks like a star. Crowd, I mean, everything. She's got it all. And then you have Timeless Toni Storm, the champion, comes out with her big entrance. I mean, she just commands a certain attention when she walks out. She's really just like, I mean, I said this a lot in the preview video as well, just the way that she's grown over the past like 2 years or however long it's been since she started the Timeless character is so impressive to see, especially like from how she started in AEW. Like she just commands everything she's doing. Like she has just such an aura about her, such a presence. Every move she makes feels deliberate. Like there's no like wasted motion with her. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Timeless Toni Storm is amazing. And then you get into the match. Like they get into the ring, time for the match. And like, what can you say? It's just a phenomenal match. I mean, 2 of the best women in the world, sorry. 2 of the best women in the world at wrestling, 2 of the best wrestlers in the world, just bar none. Going at it, tons of good counters, tons of good psychology. They start off a little bit funny with like the Luther stuff and all that. But then once Luther got taken out pretty early on, there was just full serious business. Of course, there's still like some of the moments when like Toni had Mercedes in like a tombstone and then decided to bite down. Just some wild stuff, of course. I mean, of course, the trading kisses and stuff like that. The crazy moves. I mean, 3 Storm Zeros Mercedes took. Pretty wild. Toni kicked out of I forget the name of her Mercedes finisher, but she kicked out of it. And of course, it finally ended with the top rope Storm Zero crushing Mercedes. 1, 2, 3. Mercedes Moné's first loss in AEW to the world champion, the timeless one, Toni Storm. I mean, phenomenal match. I'd give it like 4.5 stars, probably around there. 4.5, 4 3/4. I mean, just really good stuff. 2 of the best, just going at it in a really hard hitting, like just good technical match. I mean, I know it's hard to say. It was just that these last 3 matches were all very different, but like so good the way they worked. This was just a very good, like 2 people proving that they want to be the best. Like 2 who think they're the best going at it. And in the end, Toni Storm showed that she is the best currently in the world. And yeah, it's going to be interesting what happens now. I mean, now we have Athena with a guaranteed title shot whenever she wants it. Mercedes has lost for the first time in AEW. For the first time again since, I think, in any promotion since she joined AEW. I mean, she did lose like the New Japan Strong title, but she didn't get pinned for that. So she hasn't been pinned in a while, and she finally got her first loss. So what's going to happen now? I mean, she's still TBS champion, so she still has to defend that belt. It's going to be one of those things where she starts losing all her belts now that she's lost for the first time, or whatnot. Because I mean, she has a lot of belts for a lot of different companies. That's a lot to keep track of. We'll see what happens. I mean, there are a lot of really strong women on the roster right now. So, I mean, she's been TBS champion for about a year now, I think, almost. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. And then we have, of course, Athena. Athena and Toni Storm would be an amazing match. Again, we don't know how it's going to come about, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, great match. two of the best. We'll see what happens now with both of them. And then after that, oh boy, this match. I mean, from the moment the graphic went up to the video package to their entrances to the match, I mean, everything about it was just big match, like main event. There's a reason why this is main evented multiple times already in New Japan. Kenny Omega, the international champion, versus Kazuchika Okada, the continental champion, wrestling one-on-one in a unification match for the AEW Unified title. What a match. Everything about it. I mean, from the beginning, Okada comes out here with Don Callis and, just looks like that final boss he's always been. You have Kenny coming out with that epic, choir, seeing him to the ring, the flaming Omega, his attire looks cool, Okada's attire looks cool, big entrances, crowd's hype. The second the bell rings, the crowd goes crazy. I mean, that's what these two command. I mean, with their history, everyone knew the second Okada was signed to AEW, even before that, when AEW and New Japan started working together a few years ago, it's like, one day these two are going to wrestle again. And when they do, it's going to be amazing. And this match was pretty amazing. I mean, yes, you could probably say it's probably, of their 5 matches, probably the weakest one. But when they're the weakest match in a Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada feud, you're still better than a lot of matches. These two are just so good. Everything they do is so smooth together. They know each other so well. I mean, the commentary talked about this a lot. Of course, it's good to mention JR was on commentary for this match. Just glad to see him doing well after everything he's been through the past few years. Great to see him on the show. So good to see you, JR. But yeah, the commentary mentioned a lot of just how well they know each other, how much they're accustomed to each other, in their matches and stuff like that. Of course, Okada was going after Kenny's gut a lot of the times, a lot of his core, because of his diverticulitis in the past year, and he was just constant attacks to it, constant hits to it, multiple elbow drops on it, just every move you could think of to really take away from Kenny's core, and definitely hurt Kenny a lot of the match. I mean, he was holding on to that the entire match, selling it like crazy. Even till the very end, when they're doing the trading elbow spot, Okada slips low to hit him in the gut, really taking him out there. Just constant moves. It's just crazy to see them wrestle, because the last time they wrestled was 7 years ago in 2018. And so to see them after all this time and just see all the moves they've done again, Kenny hitting the top rope dragon suplex, hitting top rope drop kick to back to Okada, all the moves. This is them at their best. I mean, even after 7 years of being apart, they can still put on a phenomenal match. I'd give it easily 4 3/4 stars. I don't think I'd say it was a 5-star match, but it was damn near close. I think there's if it went a little bit longer, I think it would have been perfect. It felt like they were hitting that real peak. Okay, this is hitting that real sweet spot, and then the match kind of ended. And of course, I also didn't think the Rocky spot was really needed. I don't know why Rocky was there at all. That didn't really serve any purpose. But all of the stuff with just Kenny and Okada, amazing. Those two are just amazing. I could watch them wrestle a million times and never get bored of it. Everything they do is just so entertaining. It's the slow stuff, the minute stuff, the little details in a match. They just do it better than so many other people. Which sometimes if you're watching a match that's a little slow or a little methodical or a little, stuff like that, it can be a little boring with some people, because they just don't get it. And sometimes in some ways it feels compared to these two, who are just, I mean, they're two of the best to ever wrestle. I mean, Okada, one of the greatest champions ever, Kenny Omega, one of the greatest champions ever. They've had some of the greatest matches of all time with each other and with other people. So they just get all those little things. It's what makes some of the best. Bryan Danielson, of course, does this. People like Shawn Michaels did this. People like AJ Styles do this. It's just being the best. Every single detail. Hiroshi Tanahashi, of course, another one where it's those little things. It's the movements between the moves and stuff like that they just do so much better. They keep you captivated on every single thing that's happening. So even if it's just not even if it's like kind of slow and like methodical, it's like you're just so entranced by everything that's happening, which I know I was. Like this entire match, I'm just like watching it like on the edge of my seat, just like paying attention to every single detail because I know it's going to be important with these two. So yeah, just phenomenal stuff. Definitely probably going to be another match in the series because now they are tied again with Okada having 2 wins, Kenny having 2 wins, of course the hour-long draw that happened before. So yeah, definitely that's another match that you can do down the line. When, I don't know. They did mention on the post-show scrum, I did see that Toni kind of mentioned that now the like unified title is going to be defended in terms of like the continental title rules, so like no interference or anything like that, which would have been helpful in this match, of course, since Don and Rocky and all kept getting involved. But yeah, he said that it's like in the future that won't be allowed. He said that the rules would have been in place tonight. Of course, Don would have been fired. So kind of annoying for Kenny because yeah, he probably could have won if that didn't happen. But you know, maybe the next time they come together. But yeah, just phenomenal stuff. I mean, I can't say enough about these two. I could just watch each of them wrestle forever. Like, I mean, like they're 2 of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So yeah, amazing stuff. And then in the main event, the biggest match of the show, the match that everyone's been waiting for, the AEW World Championship match, Texas Death Match. The champion, Jon Moxley, the challenger, the Owen Hart Cup winner, Hangman Adam Page. This match was special. I mean, this whole show was kind of had that special feel, and then this match was like that culmination. Like everything about it, everything that happened the past like since October, just all culminating together in this absolutely bonkers, crazy, mad, like what in the world? Like these 2 men are so insane. I don't even know what to say about them. Like the stuff that they did to each other in this match. I just like some of the things, the broken glass on the floor, dragging Hangman, like honestly dragging Hangman through broken glass. Like the match started off and within like 3 minutes, Hangman had Moxley in a triangle choke and was stabbing his head with a fork. And you could see the blood coming out. Like you could see the fork hitting his head and the blood gushing out. Like, oh my God. This was like less than 5 minutes into the match. I was like, oh my, this is like, like there's no slow down in this match. And like a couple minutes later, you have Moxley with barbed wire gashing at Hangman's head. And then Hangman's busted open. He's gashing at his back. I mean, just chairs with barbed wire, tables with barbed wire, suplexing through them. I mean, the broken glass kept coming up multiple times. I mean, just what in the world? These 2. I mean, Marina Shafir took a Death Valley driver to a table from Hangman. I mean, I just these 2 are wild. The stuff they put themselves through, just the amount of pain, the amount of barbed wire, the chairs. I mean, oh my God, when he put the chairs, back to back and then powerbomb Moxley through it, like Jesus Christ, they're wild. Of course, the Deathriders were not far from interfering. You have all 3 of them come out. They're taking out Hangman. Crazy stuff. Then you had finally some people actually coming to stop them. We had the return. First we had, the Deathriders standing tall. They're getting ready to destroy Hangman. They got like the plastic bag and all that. And what happens? We get a video all of a sudden. And who is it? It's good old Darby Allin up on Mount Everest. This man was at Mount Everest, climbed that mountain, and he decided to film a video that they're going to use for All In. Like, Jesus, this man. This man's a dedicated man to AEW. And then while it's happening, like, they come back, the Deathriders are like, what the hell's going on? And then who pops into the ring wearing a blue mask? Oh, it's just none other than Bryan Danielson. Oh my, the pop when he came in the ring. It is good to see Bryan Danielson. I mean, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time after his like destruction that happened in his hometown by the Deathriders and Moxley when they put a bag over his head and tried to kill him. I mean, at least he's back, took out Wheeler. Then you had Darby come flying down from the ceiling on a zip line. Like, then he came in, took out people. I mean, great to see Darby back again. He's been gone for a while, since earlier in the year. And yeah, I saw some stuff. I'm not even sure like how long Darby was actually up there, because I saw some like comments and stuff. They were saying that he was up there from like way before the world title match, which is like wild to even just be up there the entire time during the world title match, if longer. I also heard like Brian was in the crowd just like wearing that mask for the entire show. So yeah, those two are crazy. I'm so glad to see them back again. I mean, I'm not expecting Brian to be full-time or anything like that anymore, but I mean, I do think he'll probably wrestle again if he's healthy, which would be great to see. And yeah, and then you had the Bucks come out, and of course they're taking it to Hangman. They're doing their stuff. Moxley pulls out a bed of nails, just bed with those sharp nails. I mean, we've seen that before, but yeah, hits Hangman with like Deathrider on it. Like, God, just brutal stuff. He had the stomp on it. Like, I don't know how Hangman's getting up, and the Bucks are there watching. And who comes out? We had first Moxley told Marina to get the title. Get the title. He wants to like show Hangman what he's never gonna get or whatever. So Marina goes to get the thing. What happens? She's handcuffed. Like, how'd you get handcuffed? It's Prince Nana. And then when Prince Nana shows up, we know who's coming next. The Bucks are over there at the entranceway watching this. They're telling Moxley finish it off. And then behind them, Swerve comes in, bam, knocks them each with his fist covered in a steel chain, walks up, hands the chain to Hangman. Kind of like that acknowledgement, like, okay, we're going to put this behind us now. Like, everything that we did to each other, we acknowledge we were both awful. Just absolutely awful to each other. We're going to move past it. Maybe, I mean, they're not going to be friends or anything like that, but, they can move past and acknowledge that for the betterment of the company, we need to move past it right now. He gave the chain to Hangman. Moxley comes in. Hangman knocks him a couple times, gets on the apron, hits him with the buckshot. Moxley falls into the bed of nails. Like, oh my God. The pain that these two put each other through is absolutely wild. And then Hangman grabs the chain, wraps it around Moxley's neck, throws him over the top rope, chokes him. Moxley's like going like crazy. He knows, like, oh no, this is it. Like, I need to do something right now or I'm done. He's flailing around, trying his best to get out of this situation, but there's no way out of the situation, Moxley. Like, you're done. And he finally realizes it, taps out, and oh my God, the pop, the crowd noise when he taps out, like, it's like the cathartic experience of everyone in that crowd just being like, finally, it's over. The Deathriders no longer have the title. Hangman is the champion. Like, just wow. Also, didn't mention it before, but Hangman finally did come out with his old theme again, which was that was special. To hear the theme, that was when I knew he was winning the title, because, I mean, you're not beating that theme. Come on, Moxley. But the crowd's going absolutely like nuts at the end once he wins. He finally gets the briefcase. He unwraps it, opens it up, pulls out that AEW world title that's just been locked in there since October. It still had Bryan Danielson's side plates on it. Moxley literally won it, put it in the briefcase, that was it. And it hasn't been seen since then. Hangman frees it, holds it up. The crowd's going crazy. Just an emotional moment. Hangman's crying. Just, wow. I mean, it's like they AEW have been saying for a while. Like, it's constantly mentioned on TV. It's constantly mentioned by people about like the feeling. Like, what is the feeling? Like, what is this magical feeling that they've been like trying to get back? That they've mentioned so many times. From like, I mean, Ospreay's mentioned it. Like, everyone's mentioned the feeling. This was the feeling. Like, I don't know. Like, the feeling is back. This feels like AEW again. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're a little bit lost at times, but it feels like everything is, like, back. Like, this is it. Like, I felt it. Like, there was, like even, like, other shows and stuff like that, like, you'd have stuff where you'd be like, I don't really know about this. But this show really just felt like, okay, this is why I love professional wrestling. Like, this is why professional wrestling is, like, my favorite thing. Why I could talk about professional wrestling for hours and hours and hours and never get bored of it. Talk about anything about professional wrestling. I'll just be entertained because it's just such a special thing. Like, you can't put it into words what it really means. Like, if you're a fan and you've been a fan for a long time and, like, you've watched and you just, there's something about it. Like, it's that special feeling. Like, we know everything. Like, we're not dumb. We get it. All the whatever, like, anything that other people who aren't wrestling fans will say, we get it. It doesn't matter to us. It's that feeling that we get when we watch wrestling. It makes, like, it's that joy, that happiness. Like, even when, like, there's, like, the heel wins or whatever, like that, the bad guy wins. Like, there's still that feeling. And, like, this was definitely, like, the peak of that feeling. It was just like, yes, like, you're proud. I don't even know how to say it. Like, you're just proud to be a wrestling fan. You're proud to support wrestling, to watch wrestling, to be watching this show, to see these people who put their bodies on the line for you. Like what they did in this match. Like, this match was absolutely insane. Like, these two are crazy for doing these things to each other because they love professional wrestling, because they want to show what they think the best art is, like what they want to entertain people with. Because, I mean, that's, like, no one's doing this for nothing. Like, they do it because they love it and they want to do it for the fans. And it's just, I don't know. It's just the best. And, like, this show was definitely of that feeling. And, like, again, just proud to watch, proud to be a fan. I mean, I don't want to sound too emotional, but, like, yeah, it's just that feeling you get when you're watching it. And yeah, I'm just like, you're grateful. Like, I'm grateful for a company like AEW that they exist. Not because of anything that's bad that's happening in other companies or anything like that. Just because when you have great wrestling, like, it just, there's nothing like it. So to have another company like that, especially with how things were in North America for so long, I mean, this is not anything anti anyone, but this is just like, it's better when there's more. Like, there just is. Like, competition breeds, like, creativity, and it breeds better things. So when you have, like, a top company like AEW that's around, that kind of, like, push things as, like, an alternative, you just have more good stuff. You can enjoy all this wrestling because that's what wrestling is about, enjoying it. I mean, you can watch an indie company, you can watch Japanese pro wrestling, you can watch AEW, you can watch whatever you want. You can watch WWE, you can watch AEW, you can watch TNA, you watch New Japan, you can watch DPW, you can watch ROH, you can watch Noah, whatever you want. When you're always going to find, like, there's going to be, like, those fans who are so passionate about it, which is always, like, so much fun to see. Like, just how passionate people get about wrestling because it's just such a beautiful art. And even people who, like, you might not watch a certain company, but you can, if you're a wrestling fan, you can understand why people love certain things. Like, I mean, you don't have to like the company or you don't have to like a certain wrestler, but we all are wrestling fans, and it's best to just support wrestling. Like, it's best when everything is doing well, because then we're doing well as fans, because we get to see all this amazing wrestling and all these amazing people who are so talented get to do their thing on the biggest stage possible. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm probably rambling here at this point, but it's just one of those things where, yeah, I just love professional wrestling. I'm so glad to be a fan of professional wrestling pretty much my entire life. And I love to talk about it, which is one of the reasons why I made this channel, because I do love talking about wrestling. I could talk about it again, like I said, forever. It's one of my dreams to be able to talk about wrestling. So yeah, that's why I'm here. So again, AEW All In, phenomenal match. Main event, 5 stars, if I didn't say it before. Just phenomenal. The whole story, amazing. Phenomenal show. Thank you, AEW. This was a great one. This has been Zach with the Aeong Show, a proud wrestling fan today. So hope you are too. See ya.